Hey everyone, Phil Malone here. I just want to do a quick video to talk about this new board from BlingDings. It's the BlinkMaster 1.1. It is a soldering project board, but the best way to get kids interested in doing something is to make it fun. And once they've finished building this board, it's a great little game. It has 7 different games on it, plays tunes. You can do 1 player or 2 player, very simple, handball, a tug of war, a reaction timer, even plays music. So I can choose a different game, play the game, comes up, oh no, must be tap react, oh no, yep, yeah, I got it. Anyway, check out the video, it's a really quick build, low cost board, very high quality. Okay, it wants me to play again. Okay, bye for now. So I'm just going through, I'm going to show you the quick process of building up one of these BlingDings boards. This is the BlinkMaster version 1.1. This is a great little board because it's excellent for learning how to solder because it's a high quality production board. It has silk screen on one side, has solder mask on both sides, has plated through holes. So this is not a cheap board that's going to be hard to work with. It's like one you'd get if you were really going to do a production board. So I like to always start with the smallest components because that way I can lay it down, and C1 is a decoupling capacitor. Spread his little legs out there. Lay him down, and off we go. I like to trim the legs as I go, makes it easier to work with. Right, so the next smallest component is the resistor pack. This has an identification line on it on the left hand side here. As I look at the text, it's a white line, and as the circuit board says, put the vertical bar here. So I'm going to drop that in there. I'm going to flip it over with a little bit of dexterity here. I am going to solder one leg. Oopsie. I'm going to flip it over and make sure it's nice and vertical. It's always good to have a nice clean vertical board. Then we're going to do the rest of the legs. Alright, so it's a little late to double check, but I'm double checking anyway. And I see the white bar next to the white pad. So the next smallest chip, next flattest chip is the PIC processor chip. Now, usually when these come, the legs are too far apart to go in through the holes. So what I like to do is just lean them on the side and then give them a bit of a squeeze down, curve the legs in a little bit. Now, the most important configuration here, if you have a look at the top of the chip, there's a little divot cut out of one end, and there's also a little hole. This is the number 1 pin indicator, and if you have a look at the circuit board, there's a identical marking on the board. There's a rectangle with a divot cut out of one end. It's really, really important that you put this in the right way. So, put him in, double check, divot, pin 1 at this end, flip him over. I like to do opposite legs, and just one more double check, pin 1. Just doing that double check there can save you hours and hours of time, frustration, debugging, resoldering, all that. Okay, check the legs, everything looks pretty nice. All right, so then I'm thinking I want to put the push buttons on. These are really good because they snap in. So there's 3 push buttons. There's 2 black ones and a red one. The red one goes into the reset, and you'll notice there's 5 legs on these, so you can only put them in one way around. Snap it in. So the red LED is the reset, And the black LEDs are the player buttons. Snap him in. Oh, Big Ben's chiming. These little tactile switches have been chosen for the force that requires to activate them. The two black buttons have very low activation force, so they're great for playing games on this little board. And the red one has a higher activating force, so it's a little bit harder to reset the unit. The reset's important because after a few minutes of not use, this turns itself off, and the reset is used to wake it up again. Okay, not too much to go. Alright, so now I'm going to do the little speaker. It's the next tallest thing. No polarity on these, so we're lucky. I'm going to do one leg, make sure it's pushed all the way down, and then I'm going to do the other one. Once again, these boards are soldering very nicely. Very fast. Okay, so now it's your choice. You can put the LEDs in, or you can put the batteries in, battery holders. Now, I think we've decided we like to put the battery holders in first because then you can put the LEDs and hang them from underneath. So I'm going to put these in. You'll notice that there's a spring indication on the circuit board, and that matches the spring on the battery. So we're going to stick him in here, and to make it easy, we have put both batteries in the same way. So that's unusual, but in this board, that's how it's done. So it's harder to get them back to front. I'm going to tack these in, and then I'm going to check them to make sure they're flush. Yep, down nicely. So I'm going to do the other side. Snip these legs off. Alright, not too much to go here. So now I have the LEDs, and if you have a look on the circuit board, you'll notice that across the bottom it lists the color: green, 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 yellow, red, red, red. Also, we notice that there's a circle here for the LED, and it's got a little flat side on it. That's for to indicate the flat of the LED. And one other way to get the polarity right is you'll notice that there's a round pad and a square pad, and there's a little note here that says short leg goes in square pad. So if you notice that there is a short leg and a long leg, so in all cases a short leg goes in the square pad. So I'm going to put these in red, short in pad, red. Short. Yellow, short in square pad. Green. So now, before doing anything else, it's always cool just to lay them over and double check that all the short legs are on the same side. Now what I'm going to do is, while pushing these in with my finger, I'm going to stretch the legs apart a little bit. Push them in, stretch the legs. Push it in, stretch the legs. Check that they're all down. So now I can just lay it on its back and solder them in. done. Snip the legs off. And looks all good. So now we're just going to put some batteries in it and check it out. One thing we want to do before we power this puppy up is to put his little feet on. There are circles conveniently marked on the bottom here to indicate where to put the feet. These nice rubber feet work well with the circuit board that has these cool rounded ends on it. So if you stick this guy in your pocket, you won't poke holes in your jeans. Alright, so all that's left to do now is to power this puppy up and see what happens. Notice we put the batteries in with the nubbins pointing to the left. There's one positive and here's the other positive, and we plug it in. And there you see the test pattern. So I'll just hit a reset, you can see what it does again. All the LEDs will come on, they'll go off, and then they'll cycle up with the sound. And there you have it. And now I can select the game I want. So I can do handball one player, select the game, and that'll start up. I'm guessing this is the, I have to hit the button when it hits the green one. Alright, got it. I can do this there we go, one player or two player. I have to pay attention here because it's getting faster. Alright. Oh, I messed up. I'm off. So 1.4. No, that's the game. So I can say do it again and I can play again. If I hit the reset, I could do two-player handball. And so now I have to be both players. Anyway, lots of games.